Hey everyone, another day, another handheld, with this one being the Miyoo A30. I'm pretty late to the party to be reviewing the A30, to be honest. It was originally released around 3 months ago in the April-May-ish time of 2024, which, as we know in the retro gaming handheld scene, might as well just be an age ago. It has been worth the wait though, as the price has dropped to the $30 to $40 mark, depending on the promotions going on at the time, and there's now even a couple of custom firmware options available that make the most of the little handheld. The A30 did have a bit of a underwhelming launch, to say the least, so with a price drop and the community stepping in to improve the software side of things, I'll be looking at the A30 by particularly asking myself the question, was it worth picking up now? In terms of specs, the A30 is powered by the all-winner A33, which, when pushed, will give us access to some but far from all of the Dreamcast catalogue, although the more intense the game, the more battery drain you'll have. We've also got 512 megabytes of RAM, a 2.8-inch display with a resolution of 640 by 480. It's got a 2,600 mAh battery and a super light weight of around 112 grams. In terms of firmware, alongside stock, we have a couple of custom firmware options available, predominantly the MIUI and SpruceOS. For my A30, I've gone with SpruceOS and have been happy enough not to think about changing. In terms of first impressions, the A30 comes with a carry case in lieu of a box, which I always love to see, and the contrast of black with white on the white colourway I have does look great in my opinion. The A30 does feel very light in the hand, which is great, but the plastics used, especially around the centre, do feel a bit on the budget side. There is at least no sharp edges, and it's certainly not uncomfortable in the hand though, and despite the space, Miyoo have been able to squeeze in a joystick for those that will use them. One odd exclusion though is the lack of a headphone jack, which is a bit odd considering the A30 actually has Wi-Fi, so it has something that I wish a lot of the mini handhelds did have, but doesn't have something the rest of them do. In terms of controls, I can immediately jump into the weakest aspect, which is the D-pad. It's not an outright terrible D-pad, it is passable, but it does recess quite a bit into the shell without too much resistance there, which ultimately impacts its pivot. It works best in singular directions, and multi-directional input is possible, but it does take a bit of a getting used to, and feels unnecessarily loose overall. The face buttons, while unquestionably on the small side, at least feel very responsive. They have quite a satisfying press to them too, and they do bounce back quickly. So it essentially just comes down getting used to their size, and trying to avoid accidentally pressing two buttons when the gameplay is getting particularly tense. The singular joystick feels fine, but it's restrictive in its travel due to its size. It's fine for arcade games, but anything that requires a range of movement can be a bit tricky. Lastly, the inline shoulder buttons aren't bad at all, offering a quick response despite their size. So, as mentioned, I'm using the SpruceOS custom firmware, and it makes the A30 a joy to use. I really like the simplicity, but available access to all the advanced options set up that they have. It's a great compromise for offering a good experience to both beginners and tinkerers alike, and I would definitely recommend it. So, I'll cut some gameplay footage now, before summarising back up at the end. Ultimately, a few months in, a budget price tag and a decent custom firmware options has done Miyoo's A30 a bunch of favours, making it a solid option when considering a mini handheld now. It could do with tighter controls, but if you can grab it on a good promotion, it is worth a thought. That's it for now though. Thanks so much for watching.